Mass call assign, I'm sure some of you may have already used it, which is this is basically if you want to assign or remove um, composite single roles from multiple composite roles. So for example, right, if I want to go, I'll create a composite role. Okay. Okay. I'll just create a composite role. And now I want to add a role to it or remove a role from this composite role, right? So let's say I go to this transaction, PFCG mass call assign, and then I add, let's say I give the composite role name here or multiple composite role names. Again, like SU10, this has to be a common activity, right? So you common role, one role that is common to multiple composite roles. So you give the composite role names here. Then depending on what action you want to do, like you want to add a role or remove a role, right? You select that option here for the change. And then here you add the single roles that you want to add and remove. So let's say I want to add these 3 single roles to that composite role. Okay. Now you can do this execution to simulation mode, which is when you execute, nothing happens, but it will tell you what it does. So in this composite role, let's say when you see this new value or green or a page like icon with a plus sign and a green bar, that means it's adding this value, this role that you see here into that composite role. It's a new one. So this is in simulation mode. It's not actually doing anything right now. Execution with prior simulation, you can execute, simulate, then select, and then execute. Okay. Or direct execution. If you're confident that you don't need to do any of the simulation, you know what's going to happen, then you do the direct execution. And then if you see the new value has been added, and at the bottom you'll also see the log that the change was made and the role was saved. Now if I go and check the role now, I should see the 3 roles. And on top of it, now if I want to add the log here, right, you can use that other Tcode if you want to. Obviously, right, if you're making removing or adding a role, single role to multiple composite roles, you don't want to waste time going to each composite role and adding your log there. You can use that PFCG mass add text transaction to do the log. Now let us go and remove one of the roles. Okay, so I'm going to remove the same composite role. I'm going to delete and remove role 3. Okay. See, right now, if you see, role 3 is in this composite role, right? So now I'm going to execute. What did I do? I thought I removed one, no? Oh, I did the reverse. I should have just used 3 here. Okay, okay, no issues. So instead of removing the role 3 that I was thinking of doing, that was my mistake. I should have removed uh, 1 and 2 from that list. But if anyway, let's go and come and see here. Now you should see only role number 3 in this. Okay. So again, so if you want any mass activity on a composite role, mass activity meaning adding or removing single roles. Okay. You could use PFCG mass call assign transaction code. Okay. So, and then you can perform 3 types of, you can do a simulation which does not update the role. You can do execution with prior simulation. You can verify what's going to happen before executing the action, and then you can directly execute also if you want to. Okay. So this is about how you can use mass call, PFCG mass call assign transaction for updating composite roles.